We uncovered a little bit about Sodachi's past last episode, however, there seems to be more mysteries afoot. This is a full-length reaction, so make sure to open up your own copy of the episode and sync it up with the timer that's going to appear within Servy's hands at the end of my countdown. Without further ado, let's start the episode in 3, 2, 1, play. Yes, please. Any information redacted. Incredible. Very descriptive.
And you define the thing with itself.
Now that is an incredibly hard thing to describe. It's unfathomable amounts of foolishness. I feel like this is one of the more simpler OPs that Monogatari has, but still one of my favorites.
Maybe it's because it's your favorite character. Oh, wow.
Maybe. I'm pretty sure that's just real paper getting burned up there.
Probably. It looks like it.
I love how some reactors watch this OP and were like, wait, Oikura has a twin? Well, I'm not saying anything about it, though. She just knows what she knows.
This parallaxing doesn't make sense to their watching.
Don't worry about it.
That's a cool set. I feel like she's right on this one.
Whenever it comes to OUGI, Araragi becomes weird. Not in the usual kind of weird way that he is.
That's a weird way of assuming a role onto yourself that's never been stated by anyone.
Mm-hmm. I do feel like that's something Araragi does quite often, no?
Yeah, it is. And it's in his character to do that. It's just a weird inserting yourself into someone else's problem. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. For this case specifically, it doesn't make too much sense because OUGI doesn't really have a problem. And yet, we feel the need to do this.
That's where it feels different, I guess.
And I love
the only
this scene
problem
so
is something
much.
that Araragi has stated.
I feel like this scene is just representing Hanekawa's actually thinking, but while Araragi is just kind of going with the flow, which is why he's on the he's on the, what do you call this? His walkway?
Yeah, I don't know. We have them at like airports and stuff.
Yeah,
I never use them.
Yeah, you're not on the same wavelength. You're not even walking at the same pace.
Just kind of scooting along. Based on what, Araragi?
I have no idea.
Your only interactions with OUGI have been sketchy at best.
For whatever reason, it hasn't seemed sketchy to Araragi, which is the weird thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember if we've seen them do a background in this style before. I'm pretty sure this is just a real picture.
Yeah, it's just a photo filter.
Hmm.
Part of me feels like we have, but I'm also might be confusing it with a different anime.
We have been watching a lot of anime.
Well, and I've seen other shows, like Eccentric Family does that a lot.
Mm-hmm. Right. Time to enter the lion's den. I mean, yeah. She kind of slapped Senjougahara and then got knocked unconscious by her, so, I mean, I don't blame her for not coming. She didn't even bother to come. And there she is. Oh, did we now?
OUGI's just the queen of gaslighting.
That's so true on several levels, actually. That wasn't creepy at all.
OUGI's always had just the most dead blank expression, and I love it. It's the way that they draw their eyes. It's great.
Yeah. I do believe that's actually the first time we've seen Ogi's hand. Well, We know that she wears
Yeah.
gloves now.
Yeah. She has real hands under those sleeves.
Bakana. What? Aragi's just okay with her calling him a fool this entire time. Doesn't faze him at all.
Nah, he probably agrees. Yeah, that's fine.
Good for her.
Oh.
Uh-oh. The setup is here. Make him feel guilty about it. Yes, the promise that was never a promise to begin with. Probably not. No, that's probably not a good thing. Are you?
Inserting yourself into the situation.
Opening his ears? Oh my god.
That's a cool shot. I like that.
Badman thinks that it's a cool shot too.
Mhm.
What is his face?
Hanekawa's like, this stupid idiot.
I leave him for 1 minute and this happens.
I mean, it's a little light. He kind of just did.
Ah, yes. It's not that she doesn't want them to go together. She doesn't want them to bother OUGI. Oh, look at that look of disgust. Whoa. Okay. Personal space.
Hanekawa there to pull her bullshit. You're like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Well, I feel like Hanekawa has also kind of been in this situation, except she's been doing this to herself. Kind of deceiving herself, thinking that everything's great.
Mm-hmm.
So to her, she can see that this is absolute BS.
Mhm.
And yet she has to speak about it in a way that isn't confrontational. Or rather, the word would be direct. Oh god,
Yeah.
but this is very confrontational. Cat fight. Ooh! Call her out. Aragi's existence is wavering. Yeah, I think this is the part where later on she goes to Owarimonogatari to ask Kaiki whether Oshino actually has a niece.
Their uniforms are different shades of pink.
Had been.
Weird though, because Ogi's is in warmer tones, whereas Hanekawa's is in colder tones.
I don't know anything. You know everything? Future. Serpy's theory is true. He is a time traveler. I like how they use the traffic in the background to show where the conversation is currently and how it's going.
The big factory smokestacks.
Yeah. We're kind of at an impasse at the moment. Heavy traffic. We need something to jumpstart this.
A little bit toxic.
A little bit. That's a lot toxic, not gonna lie. Global warming got sped up by this. Yeah.
Bold assertions. I'm confused by how Ogi's tie works. I was staring at it for a while when I was drawing Ogi.
It's magic. Here we go. Yeah, that solves all problems. That smug look. Wow.
Pajama party.
Aragi definitely wants to be a part of that.
It would make sense to leave the person that you know more till later and deal with the one that you don't know as well first.
Mm-hmm. All the cars are shining onto us now. Talk about getting put on the spot, man.
I don't know. He's like, I don't know what just happened. This all went over my head.
I was just standing here, man.
You owe him so much. What have you done? What does he owe you for?
I don't know. She really knows how to manipulate Araragi.
It's this angle. Why is he on his knees like that?
Because Ogi's God. Let's go! Obvious choice. HANEKAWA wins. Why'd you have to give her that apartment number? Like, probably the cheapest room. This entire complex. Imagine forgetting something that even Sengoku remembers. God. That is true. But yeah, you were a kid.
I can't remember things from a year ago.
I think that's a you thing.
Yeah. Why would you answer the door in something compromised when you don't know who's there? That makes no sense.
Oh. Doru. the lion's den. Oh, Jesus. But, in Oikura's case, maybe she just doesn't care. Ah, yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, sure, okay.
I mean, it was shocking enough that she even went so far as to offer that Araragi's brain actually picked up on the signals, that this was very important. He's still thinking of ways to make it up to Ogi.
Just Araragi is a good person. None of that was agreed to. You owe Ogi nothing.
Yeah, that's what I thought. She doesn't care. Yeah, you really got to the... You gotta get to the bottom of this. This is... If you could do anything to help Oikura, at all.
Araragi's really just being dragged around everything when it has to do with Oikuro. It is interesting that she's the one character he hasn't really tried intentionally on his own to stick his nose into her business. He's always been kind of pushed into it.
Yeah, you could say that. I mean, even with Senjo Gahara at the very beginning of the series, she threatened to basically slice him with a cutter and then stapled the inside of his mouth, and yet he still stuck his nose in to help. Oikura kind of just hit him with a pencil, and then he kind of left. Maybe there's some sort of sense of guilt when it comes to Oikura, because it's a personal matter between him and her, rather than like Senju Gahara being in a bad situation. Super intense conversation between OUGI and HANEKAWA here. HANEKAWA obviously knows that there's something wrong with OUGI, and this was before she got confirmation from Kaiki that Oshino doesn't have a niece. So at the moment, she's kind of just suspecting it. Not too hard to suss out, though, with how much gaslighting OUGI's been doing.
I mean, you just have to watch her talk to Araragi for like a minute, and you're like, something's not right.
Like, they literally have a shot of like just OUGI's shadow whispering into Araragi's ear, manipulating him to do things. And Araragi also becomes really weird when talking about OUGI. Like, he kind of just ignores everything that surrounds OUGI when people are starting to point things out, and just diverts the conversation elsewhere. And especially with that scene with him on the walkway and HANEKAWA walking next to him. They were just not having the same conversation at all. I thought that was a brilliant way to show how two people having the same conversation were not on the same frequency. Just in my opinion. And they did a lot of things to try to like spice up just this basically dialogue episode between HANEKAWA and OUGI.
Yeah, it's funny. I got, when I was drawing the thumbnail for this this episode and the last episode confused.
Yeah.
So I was skimming through this episode even though I hadn't seen it yet, and I'm like, there's a lot of talk in this episode. There's not a lot of like weird shots. It's mostly just them talking. Here's what we're gonna talk about, because clearly it's a big important talking episode. It was pretty good though.
It was. I like the intensity between the two. The fiery cat fight.
HANEKAWA and OUGI make a good dynamic. It's very funny to see them be like at each other.
Yeah, they're just butting heads, trying to take Araragi with them instead. And Araragi, this entire episode, has had no agency. He's just kind of been drifting.
He made zero choices, really. And the only one he made was HANEKAWA's boobs.
It's an obvious choice. Even when he's being manipulated, he knows that that is the correct one. I don't think they even talked about it this episode, what Sengoku related to Araragi. But he had to go back and talk to Sengoku, of all people, to know of his past with Oikura. I find it weird, but I guess a lot of people don't remember things from their childhood. I feel like for Araki's case, he likes to not remember specific things.
Yeah.
Maybe they kind of change his worldview, or he just doesn't want to face the truth.
I think it's easier to block out memories that make you uncomfortable, because you just don't want to spend your time thinking about that. So those kind of the ones that fade to the background.
A lot of interesting cinematography shots here, but I will not mention any because they are spoilers for both. For a lot of characters. Within time, we'll know. Do you have anything else that you want to add, Serbi?
I do. I really love the way the way OUGI very much inserts herself into Araragi's situation. Very casually, very naturally, 100% gaslighting, just like, yep, we were meeting here right now. It's like, no, you weren't. And anyone can sit there and say, no, you weren't. Araragi should know.
Yes.
No, we weren't. And she's like, oh,
we
yes,
talked about
take
this.
me to expensive sushi. Anyone could be like, I don't think so. And he's like, oh yeah, now I owe her for not taking her to expensive sushi.
I know,
it's
right?
Like, what? That was never promised to begin with.
Yeah, like, you know that it's BS, but still, it's so smooth on her part to just insert herself into Aragi's story. She's like an invader to the story. And when you look up information on her, everything is literally redacted. I don't know if it was that way in the light novel. I think that would be pretty cool if you just open like a page and it was just all redacted information with Oshino Ogi is Oshino Ogi.
Like an SCP file.
Yeah, like the early SCP files. No. Oh, too much important information redacted.
I mean, if anyone in Monogatari was to be an SCP, it'd be Ogi.
Honestly, at this point, she can magically do these things, remember these things, meet up at the most opportune moments. Also, is apparently a director of the show. She becomes a boy in Hanemonogatari without really any explanation, and they never make it like a plot point. She's just a boy. What happened there?
Even Ogi is like, oh yeah, I'm a boy right now.
Even Kambaru, she just kind of like brushed it off. She didn't like ask a question, address it at all. She was just like, oh yeah, that happened. Well, anyways, in a very similar way to Araragi. So it's kind of like Ogi's manipulating pretty much everybody around her.
It's like she's literally changing the script. So it's like all the characters in the script are like, yep, this is how the script's always been. Whereas like someone more outsider with like Hanekawa or someone who knows more like Hanekawa could be like, no.
Yeah. I guess within like this script between her and Araragi, Hanekawa was not a part of it, which is why she was able to kind of not get manipulated by her. Came in and interrupted her plan to do whatever she was gonna do. With Araragi and Oikura. Maybe
that's kind of how like Gaian's omniscience works. It's like she could just read the script so she knows where things are going.
I mean, if that's the case, then maybe the reason why sometimes Gaian isn't accurate is because Ogi does things that changes the script.
Changes it, because then it would make sense. Gaian couldn't see anything that was either outside of the script's range. So then when things get altered or derailed, it's like, oh yeah, didn't see this coming because this wasn't in the script to begin with.
Yeah, I think that's actually a pretty good theory. I'm gonna lie, not gonna confirm or deny, but it does make a lot of sense. If we say that Ogi can literally change the script, which it seems like she can, except for characters that are outside of the situation. But yeah, I'm so glad we have Hanekawa here. Her character has improved a lot since Bake.
Oh yeah, that's what I was actually thinking in this episode. I was like, you know what? Her character is actually really enjoyable in this episode. I'm like, not that she was ever a bad character and that I really disliked her character. But she annoyed me at points in the like previous arcs. I enjoyed every second she was on screen in this episode.
Character development, let's go.
But again, she's like the perfect counterbalance to someone like Ogi, so it makes it so much fun just to see them go off. I do like the catchphrases kind of in the situation. If Ogi knows nothing, Hanekawa only knows what she knows, and somehow the one who knows the least is the one who knows everything.
Yeah, actually, this is a clash between two people who only know things that either they know or someone else knows. I don't know why they know that, but you know, that was a weird sentence. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, subscribe. See you next episode. Later,
bye bye.